Red alert, red alert. If you are a former NeonMob collector before 2022, this is a must-watch video, a very time-sensitive video. You must act soon. Otherwise, you may lose your collection. So let's get right into it and have some coffee with owner and operator of NeonMob, Graphene. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this wonderful world of ours. Welcome to another NeonMob video, and this one an update about some of the things that have been going on behind the scenes and now in public with the wonderful art collecting app known as NeonMob. It's been a couple weeks since I talked to the owner, the new owner of NeonMob. I'd like to welcome back to the video, Graphene. Graphene, how are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about all the stuff we've been working on. There's a bunch going on.
Yeah, well, it's been a couple weeks since we talked in the last video when we had Griffin on as well. Maybe explain to the viewers, your life in the last month in terms of how busy and hectic and all the things kind of going on. It must be quite the whirlwind over the last month, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been busy. Obviously, we're just taking over the platform, so we're getting used to everything, how it works from a technical perspective and from a business perspective, of even still getting some of the accounts moved over. But then, of course, sort of prioritizing what we're attacking first, because obviously there's a huge bunch of stuff that we can do to the platform, and addressing some of the sort of top outstanding bugs. We've fixed a few things. And then our most immediate priority is obviously going to make it a sustainable business, because it was going to shut down, and we need to change some of how it works such that that's not going to happen. So doing a lot of analytics and figuring out the changes we want to make there that will make it sustainable, but also hopefully more fun for people as well.
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying my time on NeonMob. I check in every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and open those packs and see which cards I get to add to my collection. And for those of you that are new to the video or new to NeonMob and just kind of stumbling across this, Graphene is the owner and founder of Cosign Art. That's kind of where she cut her teeth in terms of the online art industry. I'm taking it, and she's moved over and now is the new owner over the last couple months of the NeonMob site, which is available on the web and also on tablets and iPhones through the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. So she's quite busy over the last couple months running both of these endeavors. Well, let's get through the kind of the first major topic here, and that is a deadline that's quickly approaching. If anyone out in the audience has been on NeonMob 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, you need to pay attention to this, because there is an important deadline coming up, and we'll get Graphene to explain what you former NeonMob users need to do in the immediate future. Graphene, take it.
Sure, yes. So we're doing a one-time inactive account sweep. So we're only doing it once. This will not happen again. But basically, if you have not logged in 2022 or 2023, so more than a year ago, or more than a couple years ago, a year and a half-ish, you will need to log in before June 5th to keep your account active. We'll be deactivating all of the accounts who have not signed in by that point, and have not signed in prior to January 2022, and sort of sweeping all of the cards that are in those accounts into a pool that we will then redistribute to active users.
All right. And so I'm correct in if a user hasn't logged in prior to January 2022, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so if you downloaded this when you were in high school or when you got your first job and were looking for things to do on different apps, and you've kind of left it for the last couple of years or 4 years, now is the time. All you need to do is log in. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to do anything else. Just log into your account one way or the other, and that will keep your account alive and active. So June 5th is a deadline. And just so we're kind of precise here, are we talking, June 5th until 11:59 p.m. kind of thing? Or is it,
Yeah, I think we can basically we'll be just looking at the sign-in dates on when the account was last logged into. So we probably will not deactivate them at 11:59 June 5th. We'll deactivate them a little bit later than that, but that'll be the sort of cutoff date for the accounts we're looking at.
All right, excellent. So maybe go through the reasoning a little bit. Why NeonMob has decided to deactivate these accounts that haven't been logged in for almost 2 years.
Sure. So there are a couple of reasons behind it. One is obviously we would love to get people back playing, all of these people. We've looked at some of the numbers, and there's a lot more inactive accounts than there are active ones, like in the 30 times inactive to active range. We would love those people to come back and play and check out what we're doing now. And if not, if they're just sort of have forgotten about it and don't really care, one of the things that we've heard a lot from active users is that there's a lot of old cards from old sets that are still in demand, that are in inactive accounts that people haven't looked at in 5 years or things like that. And finding a way to get those sort of back into circulation and back into the economy has been something people have been really interested in. So we wanted to do that, but do that in sort of the most fair and reasonable way possible, such that we're not taking things away from people who still want them. So we're really trying to make sure that we get everyone back in who's still interested in coming back.
Okay, and I noticed that one of the FAQs on your release here is what is happening with the cards, and I'm assuming that no decisions have been made in terms of whether they'll go in packs, whether they'll be distributed to current users, whether there'll be, you know, users that can request cards. Any decision made on that yet, Graphene?
Yeah, no, we're still having discussions on those. And if you have ideas, please drop them in Discord or email them to us. We've had a few ideas that I can talk about in terms of like raffles or auctions, or some combination of raffles and auctions, or sort of having a legacy pack that people can pull that has a random set of old cards in it. We'll have to look through the options and figure out what's most technically feasible and what's most sort of logistically feasible, and also what's most fair for both allowing everyone to have some access to it and hopefully allowing people who are like really have that one card they want to have a good chance at it. So
right, and that must have been a, you know, an extremely tough decision with the team in terms of doing that, because, you know, there's always that controversial area of, well, so what that I haven't logged in a year and a half? They're still my cards. And on the other hand, you haven't logged in a year and a half. We need to, you know, free up some server space, or we need to free up these cards for people that may actually enjoy them and use them. So it must be a tough balancing act in your decision-making process.
yeah, it for sure was. And we had a lot of internal discussions about it. I think one of the big deciding factors is just that the platform did announce that they were going to shut down. Originally, they were just, everything was going to shut down. Everyone's accounts were going to be gone at the end of February. So all of these people have not signed in since then. They have not signed in since long before then. The accounts would already have been gone had we not come in to sort of restart the platform. So based on that, we're like, okay, well, we want to really make it work for the people who are still active. And in that case, we can do this one-time sweep, and I think that'll really help.
Yeah, I think that's an extremely valuable, you know, input there, because the account, the site was going down. We were within, you know, weeks or a month of it closing down, and everything would have been lost to everyone. And if those people that, you know, didn't log in even then are not logging in now, there's a good chance that you know, they just don't have any interest anymore in NeonMob. So again, I appreciate what you and your team have done, and the tough decisions you have to make, because ultimately you, all the users want NeonMob to stay alive. We want this app to continue, and sometimes you have to make these difficult decisions along the way. And for anyone that needs to follow NeonMob, Graphene mentioned the Discord. The Discord is probably the largest community in terms of getting information, but they do have other places that you can check things out. You can check out their link tree that I have scrolling at the bottom there. I'll leave a link to it in the video description of this as well. But yeah, go check out on Twitter, Instagram, all these different places that NeonMob gives you that information. And we are hoping that this video can reach out to a few people as well, and maybe someone will be watching this and go, oh yeah, NeonMob, I downloaded that in high school, let me go back on and check it out. Hopefully we can bring in some of those older users back. All right, so June 5th to keep your account active if you haven't logged on prior to 2022. Next topic that I want to refresh a little bit is last video we talked about the AI controversy and how AI art, and the rights of the artist maybe being infringed on a little bit. And we talked about Neon's policy, but it hadn't been finalized yet. Maybe quickly go through what the NeonMob policy is now officially with AI art.
Sure. So basically, most of what people think of as AI art now is no longer allowed on NeonMob because that's things generated through some of the big tools like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. And those are currently not allowed because we are not allowing any tools that's made with sort of data sets that were scraped from the public web. A lot of the problems with tools like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion is that they're pulling from copyrighted art from sites like ArtStation or DeviantArt or even NeonMob. Perhaps. So any tools that are doing that sort of thing are not good to go on NeonMob anymore. You still can use more algorithmic generative tools, like if you have fractals or other sort of more assistive tools you can do. Or if you train a model strictly on your own art that you have the rights to, you can use that. So it's mostly focused on the models that are trained on the public web data.
All right, and I noticed, right on the release that you guys put out, there is information about what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, and some deadlines too about current AI art on the site. And what I like that NeonMob has done is when you go to the site or on your device, you will clearly see any collection that is AI with the banner along the top there. So some are limited, some are AI. All these different things are clearly labeled now. So if you do want to collect some of these former AI pieces of work, you can get that by a certain deadline. And I think, let me find it here. It is June again, or
that's the beginning of June. Yes.
Beginning of June. Okay. There we go. There is our update on the AI aspect. And the last kind of major issue we want to talk about is something that NeonMob just came out with yesterday. We are recording this on Wednesday, May the 24th. And yesterday, NeonMob came out with a huge set of announcements. And again, I'll let Graphene go through some of those.
Yeah, sure. So we're calling this basically the game mechanics adjustments and sort of adjusting the game balance. This is a lot of what I've been working on personally over the past couple weeks versus the rest of the team. Doing a lot of spreadsheets, basically doing a lot of calculations and being like, okay, what are the current odds? What are the current incentives people have to buy carrot and paid packs? What do some of the sort of pull distributions like this look like? And how can we shift that to make things more fun and interesting and also incentivize some more purchasing behavior, because we do need NeonMob to be making some more money such that it supports itself and supports the artists who are making the art.
Right.
So I think we came up with a really good set of stuff here that is both doing that and also adding some new stuff that I think is good for people, like new freebies and the ability to have some better odds on certain packs. So,
well, let's break down these a little bit, a couple more specific areas here. Again, I will post the link to this news release on the video. And let's look at the graphs first of all. People like looking at graphs and visuals. Packs open for an unlimited series, carrot, credit, freebie. What is the intention of showing users this graph?
Yeah, so this is basically showing why we're shortening the time periods on some unlimited series. So in the future, unlimited series will be available for a certain number of months based on the difficulty, so based on the amount of cards that are in it. Previously, they were all available for 6 months, but we usually saw distributions that looked like this, where there was really most of the pulling happened in the first day or the first day or two, and definitely in the first month. And then like the last few days before it goes out of print. And especially the credit purchases basically only happen in those periods. Like there's a few now and then through the rest of the time. So basically we're hoping to sort of compress this and having a shorter time period, making it sort of more exciting and more scarce and incentivizing more credit purchasing.
Excellent. Well, yeah, no, I like that idea of, it shouldn't be one standard limit for every series, because as you said, some are tougher to get, some are easier to get. So, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves in terms of the popularity and how often people are opening these packs. The next is the tiers. As a NeonMob user for almost a year now, I've been used to, all these different packs that I can open. Some free, some not free, some are carrots, some are credit. You and your team have modified that area of the site as well. Go into that.
Correct. So there was a total, I think, of 10 different tiers previously, with some of them being pro-only packs and some of them being available only on limited editions, and some of them having non-intuitive names like Limited Star or Elite that don't really describe what they are. So we have changed it such that there's this one set of tiers which will be available on all series, regardless of whether they're unlimited or limited. And there will no longer be packs that are exclusive to pro users, and instead of that, pro users will get a discount on all packs.
Excellent. And right now on the site, it's still the old method, correct? This is something that's going to
Correct.
be evolving over the next little while?
Yes, so the limited editions will stay the way that they are now. We cannot change packs on past limited editions because those are a certain set of cards that have already been created and exist due to the set number that exists. But future limited editions, starting with the one on Saturday, the 27th, whatever it is, 6th, will have the new packs on them. And then all unlimited series will have the new packs on them as of Monday. So we're giving people a little bit of time if you wanted to go back in and get some last packs of the old unlimited ones at the old odds and prices. There's some of them you might want to do that, but just basically giving people a little bit of time on that.
All right. So the old format that you see here on the screen with Uber and Limited and Pro Carrot, Carrot, limited to the first 500. A lot of those are going to change very, very soon. So if you want to take advantage of the old system of packs, you might want to do that within the next couple days because time is running out there as well. All right, moving on to the next key area that you have in a visual is the new versus old odds. And when you open up a free pack, generally the odds of getting the more limited cards are more difficult. The chases, the variants. If you get a pro freebie, odds go up a little bit. And if you invest some carrots or credits, the odds go up even more. So explain a little bit about the changes to the odd system.
Yeah. So to start with, that thing you said is not quite true because the regular free carrot pack currently has the same odds as a freebie pack, which is that sort of third one at the bottom there on the old line. So we are raising that such that it will be better now, thus letting free players basically have a way to get better odds than just the freebie packs, which they didn't previously, which I think is one of the ones that was most frustrating to me when I was playing as a free-to-play user, because like, well, I saved up all these carrots and what does that get me? Like one more pull with exactly the same odds as my free pull. So now there'll be significantly better odds on those and allow free users to get some pulls at better odds with their carrots, which I think is good. And then you can see some of the other changes we shifted here, sort of balancing out the odds. And the previous Elite and Uber packs were pro only also. And the new Carrot Plus and Credit Plus are available to everyone. So,
and that I think that's important too, is we see a little bit more a slower creep in terms of the increased chances through the different types of packs rather than this, huge fluctuation back and forth. Like you said, goes down with the carrots and then goes way up with the Carrot Plus Elite. So this is something that, again, is that more gradual progression as you move through the different pack types. And you mentioned about freebies. We all like freebies, Graphene. Everyone likes freebies. How are you implementing, or what are some of the new freebies that NeonMob users, new and old, can expect?
Sure. So one of the biggest requests that we got from people is more freebies, and in particular, a higher freebie bank. So the way it works right now is that you regenerate a new free pull every hour up to a limit of however many you can bank, and then you have to use them before they continue to regenerate. For free users, that was previously 6, and for pro users, 10. We've raised those numbers to 8 and 16. So basically that means you can go longer without signing in to do your pulls without losing something. So that's an exciting one. We've also Another one of the big requests is streak bonuses. Previously, you got 1, 2, or 3 extra freebies a day, depending on how long your streak was. Getting 2 at 3 days and 3 at 7 days. But then, despite the fact that people have streaks up to like 2,000 plus days, there was no further rewards past that. So we've added a few more. You'll get 4 at 30, 5 at 90, and 6 at a year.
And that is one that I'm really glad you guys have implemented. And I know a lot of users I've spoken to. Transcat is one who has a login streak of I think over 1,000 or 2,000 days already, and it's still that 3 bonus, 3 bonus, 3 bonus. So to see that progression again, to reward those people that have the longer streaks, I think that is extremely welcome amongst the community. And the fact that you can bank now up to 16 packs, and technically you can even bank a little bit more because it will add on a few more. I have 17 free packs right now, but I can't accumulate any more, next hour or the hour after that until I get below 16 again. So that is, again, a huge bonus for signing up for Pro. And let's talk a little bit about the Pro membership and maybe what people can expect if they do subscribe. Talk a little bit about Pro.
Sure. So some of the big benefits of Pro are the Pro Freebie Pack, which we looked at a little bit, and is actually going to be more of a benefit now because it will be on all packs, whereas currently the Pro Freebie Pack is only on Unlimited Series. With the new ones, it will be on Unlimited Series going forward. You get double carrot rewards, so you'll be earning more carrots from your achievements and stuff like that, and then you can now spend those on the new carrot packs, which will get better rewards. Streak bonus means that you can protect your streak, which again is going to be more valuable now that you're getting more rewards with your later streaks. You get your cool badge. You get your freebie bank. We need to update this to say 16. And there will be a new benefit coming soon, probably tomorrow, which is the Pro discount, which gets 50% off all packs, both carrot and credit.
Wow, 50% off. I like that number. And you still currently have the sale going on right now. I believe it's 33% off if you subscribe to Pro, I believe by the beginning of the month or the end of June. What is the deadline for that?
The end of June, yep.
Okay, so the end of June, you can pay $80 per year, which again is a 33% savings. And trust me, I subscribed last June and well worth it. I am enjoying all the benefits that I get with the Pro subscription, more packs, more opportunity to collect cards, and it's going to get even better with some of these new implemented policies coming in over the next week or so. So great opportunity. You can subscribe per month, or you can save a little bit and get that 33% off. Anything else that was in your recent update that you wanted to address, Graphene?
Yeah, just on the discount topic a little bit, if we go back to the odds chart, the one at the bottom, we do notice that the Elite/Uber odds are lowered slightly from these previous Pro-only packs, but part of the reason for the discount is we didn't want to take away any bonuses from Pro users. So because you're getting those packs at lower odds, but you are getting them at half price, it should be about the same or slightly better than it was previously, even with the lowered odds for Pro users. But then the free users will also have access to pull those packs as well.
Right. And sometimes, graphs can be a little misleading because you don't have all the information and people look at that and go, well, wait a minute, why are you reducing my opportunity when in fact, when you add in that 50%, that is actually increasing or benefiting you more than the previous version.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And other biggest impacts here that we see here at the bottom here, again, we see the odds adjustments, which you talked about, that 50% carrot discount. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between carrots and credits, because there are some new users that may be popping on to NeonMob and don't really understand the different ways that you can invest in packs. Talk a little bit about carrots versus credits.
Sure. So carrots are sort of the free currency that you get from achievements on the site. When you complete a set or you hit certain milestones, you earn carrots. So carrots are a currency that you can earn even as a free-to-play user. I see you have banked quite a lot of carrots, and hopefully you'll have some more places to spend those soon. And then credits are the paid currency. You buy them for money. Depending on how much you buy, it costs between 10 cents and 7 cents a credit.
Right. And of course, the more credits that you buy, the more savings you can earn on those credits. And what I want to make clear with, credits and purchasing of them, this money that you are spending investing in your collection is going to the artists that create your collection. It's going to the site itself to maintain the site, upgrade the site, pay for employees on the site. So this is not, simply a situation to, let's get as much money as we can. No, not at all. This is to keep NeonMob going so we can all enjoy it and keep opening those packs every single day, isn't it?
Yep, for sure. We definitely need to bring in some more money to keep the site going. Obviously, it was going to stop going in February previously. And we also would love to be able to tell artists that they're getting more money. That will help bring some more new artists into the site and some more diversity of art if we can get in people who we can say like, oh, you'll actually make some royalties because people are going to buy the credit packs. So hopefully we'll get some changes going there and raise those numbers a little bit and get a lot more cool art on the site as well.
Excellent. And before we close off here, anything that you can mention about, the future and things that you're working on currently now behind the scenes without getting into too much detail? But I know previously you talked about maybe some upgrades to the site itself and updates to your collection area where you can show off things a little bit differently. Anything else you can share, Graphene?
Yeah, I mean, we're working on a lot of stuff, and we're always having to prioritize which ones we're working on first. Changes to your collection are definitely upcoming. Being able to display your favorites in a more visible place and share it with your friends. We're planning a sort of new user drive for June, I think. More details on that coming soon, but there will be some carrot rewards for that, for helping bring in new users to the site. And we're working on several sort of quality of life adjustments. We'll hopefully have the ability to wishlist all the cards in a series sometime soon, and a few other things that I think people have been requesting a lot that we should be able to deliver sometime in the next few weeks.
And again, is the policy of NeonMob to try and have at least one new collection every day, one new series every day?
That's the current schedule, yes.
Okay. So every day that you log in, you can likely expect to have one new series. And in fact, today, I think, is the Sweet Dream Bakery. Oh boy, I'm getting hungry now looking at some of these. So the Sweet Dream Bakery series, an easy series. And when you go and you collect a series, you'll notice it's ranked based on difficulty. That, includes how many cards are in the set, the pull rate of those cards. So this one is a fairly easy set. And I believe you've changed the timeline on the non-limited series as well, haven't you?
So that's what we were talking about with the first graph. For series that are unlimited, we have them available only for a limited time based on their difficulty. So because this is an easy one, it's available for 45 days only instead of the normal 6 months.
Right, and that's
the previous 6 months.
That 6 months to 45 days is quite the change. So go and get your Sweet Dream Bakery cards. And tomorrow looks like we have another animal series. What do we got coming out tomorrow? Ink Tradie series, and another easy series that's going to be released on May 25th. So always opportunities to collect new series, old series. And the last thing I kind of wanted to touch upon before we go is opportunities for artists. A big part of why you're in this is because you love art, you love to support artists. How can an artist submit? What can they expect if they, go onto the site? How do they go about it if they're just like, oh, what do I do, Graphene?
Sure. So there are basically two ways that you can approach a new artist as you come to the site. You can go and make your own set immediately if you want to, as an amateur series. Basically, if you have a bunch of stuff, a bunch of art already, and just want to play around with it, you can do that right away and see how it works. Or if you are not interested in getting royalties for it, you can do that immediately. Or you can submit a pitch for voting. And here's the voting page. Basically, give one image and a short description, and people will submit likes based on whether they want to collect that series. And then we'll periodically go through here and approve the ones that we think are going to make good series. And then you go through and make the whole series, and eventually it'll get released.
All right. And there is a wonderful, wonderful creator handbook right on the site. And again, I'll leave all these links in the description box. If you are an aspiring artist or currently an artist, new or old, you can submit your work into NeonMob and go through the process. And there is a wonderful designed guide with all the FAQs that you may have answered right within this site here. So go check it out, the creator handbook on NeonMob. Well, I think that is all we had planned for today, Graphene. Anything that you wanted to end off on? Again, I'm definitely going to welcome you back anytime you have more news, anything else that you want to get out to the community. More than glad to put another video together. Closing thoughts about NeonMob, Cosign, anything you want to talk about?
I think we covered a lot of it, but yeah, I'm just really excited for a lot of these upcoming changes, especially the game mechanics stuff. I hope it'll be a more fun structure for the game and help it be interesting and exciting for people to play. I love the idea that I love the carrots that you can save up carrots and actually get better odds, and a lot of the sort of aspects of it that I think will come out as people start using the new packs more. I'm also excited for a lot of our upcoming stuff. Hope to get people talking about NeonMob a lot more. Tell your friends. We really want to bring in both people who previously played and should come back, obviously, but also new people. So we really want to expand the game and get a lot more people having fun and collecting cool art.
Yeah, wonderfully put. Go check out Graphene's Cosign art, Cosign co2ign.com. Check out NeonMob either right on the web or on the Google Play Store, the Apple Store. Sign up for Pro, take advantage of all those benefits and the 33% discount. Tell your friends, tell your family, if you know any artists, reach out to them and say, hey, would you like to potentially earn a little bit of money? Check out NeonMob. Now is the time to get involved because there's so many opportunities to save money and to get in on the ground floor with Graphene as the new owner. So thank you so much, Graphene, for joining me today on the Coffee with Graphene edition. I need to refill my cup. Hope to have you back very, very soon. And we'll see you next episode.
Yeah, thank you.
And there you have it. Thank you so much, Graphene, for joining me today for a cup of coffee and updating us on the latest and the greatest with NeonMob. Again, if you are not on NeonMob yet, go right now. What are you waiting for? Go to NeonMob, create an account. It's free. Go to neonmob.com. Also check out Graphene's other venture, co2ign.com, cosign.com, and all the wonderful artwork available there. And don't forget, that deadline is approaching very, very quickly, June 5th. You must log on if you want to keep your collection. If you've logged on at any time in 2022 or later, you're safe. However, if you haven't, go do that now. Thank you once again. Look forward to the next conversation with Graphene or the team. Band, it is that time. Take us out. We've got EOPCRN on the accordion. We got Green Spleen on the tambourine. Griffin is on the French horn. And of course, tickling the ivories of the piano, we have Graphene. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Get on NeonMob. Well worth it. Go collect your art today. Laptop Pound.